Procta. I'm the Human Resources Manager here at Accord, and today I'm here with Wendy Kaufman from Balancing Life's Issues, a corporate training company located in Westchester, New York. Welcome, Wendy.
Hi, thanks for inviting me.
Today we're going to talk about healthy family relationships and how that impacts us in the workplace and how important that is. Well, first let's start with just talking about how do unhealthy family relationships affect people in the workplace.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a step back and you've had that real tumultuous morning, whether it be with your spouse or your children, and just everything has gone wrong, and you've driven to work and your stomach is in knots and you're really feeling badly, and you walk into work and probably you're going to be greeted by some problems or issues, it's a double whammy. Mm-hmm. Your productivity goes way down. Mm-hmm. So it's really important to understand that that relationship outside of work is paramount to us being successful at work.
And just to give us a quick overview, what are the components of a healthy relationship?
Yeah, I mean, it is basically one that if we took a scale, we'd say we're happy in about 80% of the time. We're certainly not trying to achieve this perfect blissful state of harmony. That's not possible, right?
Sure.
I mean, every day you read another celebrity getting divorced, and so it's just it is out there. But we're looking for realistic expectation that it's more happy than not.
How would you say time management affects people?
Yeah, it's big. I mean, we go back to this idea of mindful living, that when you're at home, you're enjoying home. You're enjoying the conversations you have at home. You're enjoying the time spent at home. So I don't think it's about, that idea of quantity of time, but it's quality time, making sure that it's really good quality time.
And what can supervisors do in the workplace to help people out with this issue?
Yeah, I would say that they would really encourage them, first of all, to have outside relationships. To encourage them to talk about their outside relationship. It may be as simple, bring in pictures of your kids, bring in pictures of your spouses, bring in some special occasions, look at your screensavers about happy times, to include that into your work life and talk about it. And the other thing is to acknowledge that when something is going wrong, separation, a split up, a divorce, a problem with a child, it affects the workplace, and we need to acknowledge that.
Can you address for a minute the issue of how people disconnect from home life when they're at work? Because so many times when there's an issue, you'll hear a manager say to an employee, you just have to be able to turn off what's going on at home and come in and behave appropriately for the workplace. But how does someone really go about doing that?
Yeah, I really think we have to triage problems. Well, I agree if your kid gets an F on a test, that needs to stay at home. That's one isolated incident. We need to put that aside. But there are some problems, a child being ill, a child having some sort of issues going on that are serious social issues, a spouse maybe finding out that they're having an affair. I mean, there are serious home issues that we cannot and should not encourage them to disconnect. The manager has a responsibility to either outsource it to an employee assistance program, whoever their EAP is, bring it to the HR's attention, or take it seriously and not tell them to stop talking about it.
That makes a lot of sense. Can you talk a little bit about disconnecting from a technology standpoint? Because that's a big issue. We hear and read articles all the time about the BlackBerry issue, and people.
You mean the Crackberry?
The Crackberry. People not being able to go home and shut off their BlackBerry, and they're with their spouse, and it becomes a really big issue.
Yeah, and managers sometimes encourage that. They love it. They'll email them all days and times of the night. So I think it needs to start with the manager being considerate to, is it that important that I send this email? And then the employee has to make a decision to hit that power off button. And the family's responsibility is to say, Dad, Mom, enough. Turn it off now. So I think we really need to work at it from a managerial point of view and from a family point of view.
And is that realistic? I mean, do you feel people coming out of these training sessions are really going to do that? Or
I think that they will do it if the point is come across that they can lose their families if they don't do it. I think if the cause and effect is strong enough where it's something that may never be gotten back again, they'll say, okay, this is a behavior I have to learn, or my kids are not going to come talk to me. My wife or husband may leave me. So I think if the cause and effect is strong enough, they will do it.
So there's the understanding there's serious ramifications. Well, thank you so much for coming in and talking to us about this important topic with regard to family relationships and making sure they're healthy so that we can have a good balanced work life. I really appreciate it, Wendy.
Thanks for inviting me.
Thanks.